Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. More news coming out for you guys. Today we'll be talking about two players. One of them is on the screen, and that is Jude Bellingham. What's the latest on Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid? Are we going to get the "Here we go" from Fabrizio Romano soon? And also, Real Madrid's concrete interest on Kai Havertz could be now very likely, as it's seemingly more and more likely. So let's get into the details. So first up, let's talk about Jude Bellingham. What do we have on this news now? Real Madrid have advanced in talks with Dortmund for Bellingham. The agreement is finally getting closer, and the expectation of the club has always been to get it done by this week. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So look, the negotiations with Dortmund is advanced. Now, not so sure what the exact fee could be, but um, let's see. It could be upwards to 120 million, to be fair. Um, Now, he is, like I said, close to being happen. Um, about 120 million. That's with the add-ons. We're not gonna pay straight up. This deal is getting closer. Expect it to happen by end of this week, says Fabrizio Romano. Um, I reckon that it could take up until next week. Maybe not this week, but I would say, next week is kind of when we'll get the announcement. But who knows? It could be this week, it could be next week. Um, we don't really know the Jude Bellingham deal. And yeah, I mean, the details of this deal, hasn't really been um, announced. Let me see if there's more details on what this deal is. So, um, yeah, so the package is 100 million euros with add-ons as well. So it could be upwards to 120 million euros. So look, that is about the fee that Real Madrid will be paying for Jude Bellingham. So his arrival is imminent, is very close, and yeah, expect it to happen in the upcoming weeks. Um, so that's that on Jude Bellingham. Not much happening. I mean, since a couple of weeks ago, it's been just floating. It hasn't really moved, but now that we have kind of the big news that it's advancing, it's close, and it could happen in the next couple of days slash weeks. Um, there is some optimism that it will happen soon now, and we want it to happen as soon as possible, really. And next up, Kai Havertz. What do we know about the potential move for Kai Havertz? Again, Fabrizio Romano has said that negotiations with the player side um, has happened. It's a good relationship between the club and the player side, but there is still yet to be any contacts or negotiations with Chelsea, and that is the key, right? You have to eventually negotiate with Chelsea here. Um, the package could be 60 million euros. I'm pretty sure that's about 53 million pounds. Look, that I think is a decent fee for a 23-year-old who's gonna turn 24, right? I think you go out there, you look at 23-year-olds who, okay, Kai Havertz hasn't had the greatest season. He hasn't had the best season. But for a 23-year-old, I think 60 million euros, 53 million pounds, and if we can get lesser, would be a good deal. Now, what we are hearing is Chelsea have told Havertz that either he extends his contract and signs a new deal, or he'll be sold. So it's one or the other. Either he commits himself to stay, or he's committed to leaving. Now, look, it's going to go one of both ways. And I think that after the Bellingham deal is announced, I think Real Madrid will go in for Kai Havertz. I think it's like one step at a time. If we can announce Bellingham by the end of this week, then at the start of next week, we can go in for Kai Havertz. So, look, this deal will take time as well. You could see it happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but who knows? Now, Kai Havertz is now apparently a real target for Real Madrid. And, yeah, this could be the player that we actually go for at striker. Whether he is a striker, look, some people will remember him for his Champions League final goal, but I never, since I watched him at Bayer Leverkusen, I never thought that he would be a striker. He's more like a 10. He can play at centre forward, but not like a proper striker. He can play off the wing on the right hand side. So it's a versatile player, and he's a 23-year-old for 16 million euros, 53 million pounds. It might sound like it's an expensive deal, but I don't think Real Madrid really have a choice. Like, if you want to go out there and you want to get a striker that might be a good backup, or might be a younger player, younger option, versatile option, you have to pay. And I think you look at 23, 24, 25-year-olds who will be willing to be sold by their club for a low fee. I think of Kai Havertz. I think 60 million euros isn't even that high. And look, I think Real Madrid are going for Kai Havertz. I think Real Madrid might get Kai Havertz, and I still think after that Real Madrid will still want Harry Kane. I think this could be that summer where Real Madrid spend 3 to 400 million euros, but who knows, right? Because Kane will cost 100, Bellingham will cost upwards to 120 million with add-ons and clauses, and Kai Havertz will cost 60 million euros. So you're looking there about nearly 300 million euros alone on 3 players. And of course, we don't know what's going to happen in the left back situation. Currently, right now, there's nothing concrete with Nacho and Ceballos. Nacho seems like he's going to stay now, but we've seen it with Benzema. This could, really twist within a day. So who knows? I'm not going to say, oh, Nacho is going to stay now, but reports suggesting that Nacho will stay and Ceballos will stay, but who knows, right? But right now, as a Real Madrid fan, I think we can all agree, just go out there, right? Announce here we go for Jude Bellingham, because we've already negotiated with Dortmund for a while now. The price is somewhat there. Advanced negotiations, maybe it's still not 100%, but I'm sure the missing pieces is just a couple, just a tiny bit that's missing left before we can announce it, right? So I think that's very, very close. You're looking at 90% of the way done. You're looking at just 10% that isn't done just yet, and go out there and fix the 10% in the next couple of days. Then we can put focus on Kai Havertz, right? It seems that it's going to be step by step. It's going to be Bellingham, then Real Madrid will shift their focus on Havertz, and after those two, Real Madrid will shift their focus to Harry Kane, if that is the case. But Kai Havertz, 60 million euros, like I said, I think that's a decent price. And a striker market this summer isn't that great. So, look, we have to go out there and get something done. Kai Havertz, versatile young player, okay, we'll take him. 60 million euros, not straight up. Negotiate with Chelsea for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Which will be perfect, because by then, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I think Spurs might open talks and might be actually be interested to sell Harry Kane by then. You know, we're looking at a month, and by then we're in July. So, look, times are kind of exciting. You know, we are all wondering when it might be happening and when these deals might be announced. But as per Fabrizio Romano and many other sources, step by step. So, look, we just have to take it step by step and wait to see what happens in the upcoming days/weeks. But let me know your thoughts on Jude Bellingham. Do you think he is? I mean, obviously it's a good deal, but do you think it'll be done by this week or next week? Kai Havertz, do you want him at Real Madrid? Do you think 60 million euros is a good fee? If not, who else do you think would be a better option, except for Kai Havertz and Harry Kane? And also Harry Kane as well. Let me know your thoughts on Harry Kane. I personally think that Harry Kane is the closest we're ever going to get this summer as a Benzema replacement. But let me know your thoughts on these three players. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.